there, Hillary. I just saw that you made reservations at my husband's restaurant, but was that a mistake by chance? Or were you just too stupid that you forgot where you were making a reservation at? Rhonda, what are you talking about, and what makes you think that you can talk to me that way this early into a conversation? Well, I'm just saying, you do know that my husband's restaurant is one of the top French restaurants in the whole city, right? And I really don't think it's the kind of place that people of your standing can afford to eat out at. If you must know, we are going out to celebrate our anniversary. That's why we're splurging and chose your husband's restaurant. In fact, we're really looking forward to getting to eat out there since it's so difficult to get reservations in the first place. Wait a second, you mean that you were going to come in to celebrate yours and your husband's wedding anniversary? You were really going to come out to my husband's restaurant to do that? Don't you think that doing something like that to celebrate your anniversary is just a little, I don't know, childish? Not really. How is a dinner date with your husband childish at all? And even if it were, it's not really any of your business how we decide to enjoy our anniversary. And it's even less of your business to even be commenting on it. But you're the ones that are going to be coming to our restaurant, yes? So surely I'm allowed to have feelings about it. Besides, you know that a French restaurant is a very grown-up place, don't you? We can't have children like you and your husband ruining the atmosphere for everyone. Well, thankfully, there won't be any children there anyways. My parents were going to watch our kids while we go out. So this was just going to be a date for the two of us, so you can rest easy knowing that no children are going to be there while we're at your restaurant. Wow, you mean you even went so far as to find sitters for your silly little date? But can you really even call yourself a mother if that's how you treat your kids? You just slough off having to watch them so that you and your husband can pretend that you two are kids again? Is that really what you think a good parent does? Rhonda, I think that you are acting absolutely ridiculous right now. I mean, what are you even complaining about at this point? The fact of the matter is that we called to make a reservation and the restaurant accepted it. I really don't see what the point is in dragging out the topic any longer than that. It's already done. More importantly, like I said, this really doesn't have anything to do with you anyways, so I would appreciate it if you could just mind your own business. You really have some nerve talking to me like that. Don't you know who I am, after all? I think that you're the wife of the person who actually owns the business that you're talking about. So I don't really see why you think you can tell my husband and I where we can or can't eat. So if you could just let my husband and I enjoy our anniversary in peace, that would be greatly appreciated. It's just really sad. I can't help but feel bad for you. I mean, I know how poor you and your husband really are. I bet that even if you two could eat at our place, that you would only order the cheapest things on the menu and then leave without even leaving a tip for the waitstaff. Why are you being like this, Rhonda? There is no need to be this rude, you know? And we are more than able to afford eating at your restaurant, thank you very much. I don't know where you got the idea that my husband and I were poor, but it simply isn't true at all. What are you talking about? Of course you're poor. I mean, I've seen the way that your son dresses. He only owns one shirt, and don't even get me started on talking about your fashion sense. They aren't rags, it's just that our son really likes that character from his show, so we bought him multiples of the same shirt. You sure do have a lot of excuses ready to go, don't you? You know that you don't have to lie to me, though, right? I am seriously getting sick of you, Rhonda. You need to stop making so many assumptions about my family. And I don't need you speaking bad about my husband or son either, do you understand? We are literally giving your business our money, and you still have the gall to insult me?
Did you really think that we were going to let you into my restaurant when you pulled up in a piece of junk car like that? I don't ever want to see you come near my shop again.
Is this Marcus? As in Rhonda's husband, Marcus? You have really got some nerve kicking my husband and I out of your place like that. Do you know that? But I guess you are the owner after all, aren't you?
That's right. That's why I had to throw you out of my restaurant like scraps to get tossed into the dumpster at the end of the day. After all, my business is my reputation. And I can't have people like you and your husband ruining it.
Well, you should know that Rhonda and I know each other, although I can't exactly say that her and I are good friends at all. But something tells me that you already knew that, and that's why you did what you did.
I don't care about who you know. It doesn't matter to me.
But then, I don't get it. If you didn't kick us out to make your wife happy, then why did you do it?
It is like I already told you. I have to protect my restaurant's reputation, and that means that I can't have any grubby little pores like you running around and ruining people's appetite. Folks like you shouldn't even be allowed to sit down and eat anywhere if you ask me.
Do you really hate people that are less well off than you that much? I know that your restaurant has a reputation of being really fancy, but I think it's just incredibly rude for you to be treating us this way. How can you kick out paying customers who didn't do anything wrong? What kind of business does that? Do you really think that treating your customers like that is going to protect the reputation of your business?
I think that kicking you out is the best possible thing I could have done to keep my real customers happy. Besides, it's clear that if I let you eat, that you wouldn't have been able to pay for anything in the end. You would have just caused a big scene, wouldn't you?
Do you mind telling me just why you think it's okay to look down on my husband and I like this when you don't even know who we are? I would have hoped that we could at least talk about this like adults.
If you think that you're worthy of being treated like that at all from me, then you are sorely mistaken. Ha 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 ha.
And just what makes you say that? What makes you think that you know anything about my husband and I?
Oh, I saw all that I needed to do when your clunker pulled into my parking lot. That told me that all I needed to know about you two.
And tell me, is this a restaurant policy of yours? Because when we did pull in, we didn't see any signs about being judged by what kind of car we would be in. And if you must know, we were in that car because my husband and I were coming to your restaurant straight from work. But what I want to know is where you had specified the kinds of cars that were or weren't allowed to come to your restaurant. Because you can't just make up rules that the customers would have no idea about.
I am getting sick and tired of listening to these poor grumblings. What I want to know from you is why you sought to insult my restaurant by coming in that car of yours. You threw the first stone when you failed to show the proper level of respect to my establishment. Got it?
I'm sorry, but kicking us out is going to be the worst decision that you ever made as a restaurateur. You are finished after this.
Oh yeah? I would have liked to see you try and take me down. You can't do anything to me.
Oh, you're right. I won't be the one taking you down, though. That job will go to my husband. You might want to start looking into another industry because your restaurant, as you know it, is basically done for.
Ha 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 ha. You poor folks really say the craziest things sometimes. Do you know that? What could you or your husband do to affect my restaurant at all?
Well, you do know that my husband manages an important trading company, don't you?
What trading company are you talking about? Have you actually lost your mind or something?
No, I'm being completely serious with you. The fact of the matter is that neither my husband nor I are poor in the slightest.
But that can't be right. You showed up to my restaurant in your crappy little car. Only a poor person would have a car like that.
Well, we got a call from a client saying that they needed some help moving some things, so that's what we were busy doing until our reservation. We went to go and help a client of ours so that we could protect the reputation of our business. Sound familiar? And thankfully, we could do everything we needed with that little truck, so that's what he used.
Oh, come on. You really expect me to believe all that?
I don't care if you don't. The fact of the matter is that it's true. And now my husband is going to make you rue the day that you were born. So prepare to kiss your restaurant goodbye.
I don't care what you say. If you're having to help out your clients yourself, then your company surely can't be that big. You're probably just mid to small size little mom and pop shop that thinks you're far important than you really are.
Do you have any idea what being a trading company even means? We move the goods that keep society flowing. So the French imports that your place relies on to promote itself as authentic, for example, are carried through our freight.
Wait, what? No, that can't be right at all. This is ridiculous.
Are you sure about that? I guess we'll see who is right tomorrow then, won't we? We're going to make you regret the way that you treated us. It's going to be too fun watching you crash and burn.
You really think that you could scare me with these empty threats? I'm not scared of you. I'll never be scared of what some pathetic little person who doesn't understand how the world works has to say to me.
Well, okay then. If you're really still not going to apologize after all I've told you, you'll just have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. I hope business goes well for you.
Hey, it's Hillary, right? You need to get in contact with your husband right away. How am I supposed to do business like this, huh?
I'm sorry, but you're going to have to be a little more specific with that. I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about. Besides, is that any way to speak to someone that you're going to have to beg for help?
You really think that you're going to get away with this? You're going to drive me into the ground at this point.
So I take it that means you haven't gotten some of the shipments of food you need to run your business for the day, right? I did try to warn you that something like this would happen, didn't I?
This isn't a joke, okay? Did you read the message that I sent you? How in the world am I supposed to operate my business like this? I know that this is your doing. You were the one saying all those weird things to me yesterday. But I need the food here now. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to open.
So then you're reaching out to me because you think that I can help you get those supplies that you so desperately need? Because honestly, I don't really feel all that obligated to help you out at all. And my husband feels the same way too.
Are you kidding me? I am being serious here. You can't do this to me.
In fact, we were actually reading some review of your restaurant last night, and while everyone seems to agree that the prices are high, the reviews of the food itself are quite mixed.
You're talking about my restaurant? That can't be right at all. And anyone who thinks that my food isn't good needs to have their tongue medically examined.
Are you sure about that? I suppose I can't exactly say for myself since you kicked my husband and I out of your place before we could make up our minds. After all, that was one of the reasons why we chose to go to your place to begin with.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
Well, I actually wanted to go to a different place for our anniversary, but my husband insisted that we go to your place. We were worried about having to take our children with us at first, and I told my husband that they wouldn't enjoy French food. But then, when my parents said they could watch our kids, there was basically nothing else keeping us from going.
That still doesn't explain anything to me at all. Just tell me why you're doing this to me.
Well, my husband really enjoys eating out at the restaurants that he helps supply food to, though if your character is anything to base your food off of, it must not be that great anyway.
Those two things have nothing to do with one another. You can't just judge my cooking when you haven't even tried it.
Well, I suppose it's far too late to try and remedy that now, right?
No. The problem here is that your husband is trying to hold me and my restaurant hostage right now.
And I'm not sure what any of that has to do with me, personally.
Oh, come on. Surely this has to go against some contract that him and I have had to have signed to do business, right? I order goods and he delivers them. I paid for a service that he isn't providing. Doesn't he know I could sue him for this?
You might have a point there if it weren't for the fact that you've been paying on credit for some time now.
Wait, how do you know about that?
Because the person you do your business with is my husband. Not that you even noticed when we were in the restaurant, though. Anyways, my husband told his overseers to stop any shipments to your restaurant until you've cleared your tab with his company. It's either that or you'll have to find a new supplier.
I don't believe it. Your husband would really do that to me?
That's right. But if you'd like to complain about it, I'd rather you direct your complaints to him instead. I can't really do anything, and I certainly don't want to read all your complaints through text.
Well, the only reason I'm reaching out to you is because I don't know how to reach your husband. And just how was I supposed to know he was some big business guy anyways? Besides, he can't just involve our businesses in what is clearly a personal dispute. It's cowardly.
Really? You think that doing something like this is cowardly?
Of course it is. What kind of professional even acts like this? It's just ridiculous.
That's funny because I was thinking the exact same thing yesterday.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
Well, I suppose you've heard a little bit about us from your wife, right?
Well, sure, she talks about you now and then, but I only half pay attention, really.
And I suppose it's probably because of your wife that you think my husband and I are so poor, right? And that's what led to you treating us the way that you did. You didn't treat us like customers, you treated us like garbage.
But I mean, the truck that you guys come in was filthy. How was I supposed to know that you weren't really poor?
I don't know why you think you can guess that much about people's lives just from the car that they drive. But I guess that's all the reason you need to chase us out, though. Now you tell me, is that any way for a professional to act towards his customers? I don't think someone like you even deserves to have a business, personally.
So what? You're really just going to ruin all the hard work I've done because you don't like me?
No, Marcus. What happens next is entirely up to you. If you can find another seller, then you should be able to be back up and running by next week. Otherwise, you can pay the debts that you already owe to my husband. It's entirely in your hands.
Hillary, can you please tell your husband to stop this? I'm begging you.
You mean you want me to talk to him on your behalf?
That's right. If we can't get our supplies in right now, then things are going to be really bad. I don't know how long it's going to take to find a supplier that can get me everything that I need. I don't know how long my restaurant is going to stay open without the food coming in from your husband.
A very interesting proposal, but I think I'm going to pass.
Please, you can't do this to me. I'm really begging you here. I need your help.
And I'm telling you that I don't think I owe you anything after the way that you treated my husband and I. You and your horrible wife. Although I guess I see how you two ended up together now.
Okay, that is it. You can talk bad about me all you want, but you will not talk bad about my wife.
I think I just did. And I was really only being honest. You two really are a good match for each other, it seems. But don't worry. You aren't ever going to see my husband or I in your restaurant ever again. For however long it manages to stay open, that is. Have a nice life after that happens, jerk. After that, Marcus tried desperately to look for a new supplier to bring him the ingredients that he needed to stay open. Meanwhile, the bad reviews of his restaurant continued to gain attention as people wondered why the restaurant was closed on days it would normally be open. And why were they missing so many things from their menu? Needless to say, the restaurant was on its final legs. I heard that Marcus and Rhonda started getting into more and more fights after that, and in the end, they divorced. It was then that Marcus came to my husband begging for his help. But he simply ignored him. Marcus was only going deeper and deeper into debt until he was eventually forced to declare bankruptcy. But I say that he and his wife got exactly what they deserved. As for my husband and I, our lives really didn't change much. We offered special deals with other French restaurants in town who needed similar ingredients as what Marcus normally ordered from us. In this way, we didn't have to let any stock go to waste and were able to divert what Marcus would buy into other customers' businesses. And now, with Marcus's restaurant out of the way, there was actually a flourishing of French places to eat in town. So in a way, Marcus's restaurant failing has now put our town on the map as a hub of French cuisine. I guess it just goes to show you that you should never assume you're too big to fail.
Mara, what are you doing? Why did you think it was such a good idea to punch someone like me in that way? All I was doing was coming over to your place for the first time with Adam to see you face to face and talk to you about us getting married. Why? You're asking me why I'd do something like that to you? Oh, that's because someone, I mean you, was trespassing in my house behind my son, so of course I had every right using violence against you. I have no husband to protect me anymore, so I had to fend for myself and make sure you weren't going to cause any problems. Also, I want you to stop talking to me like I'm someone you know, all right? Even having to think of you as being someone who's a part of my family makes me feel sick to my stomach. So, Mara, are you really that opposed to me getting married to your son, Adam? When we talked over the phone before, you never acted like you hated me in any way or that you were upset about me being with him. You know for a fact that I oppose it now. Back then when we talked, I didn't know enough about you, but now? Who would ever want their son to marry a used-up whore? So you're not happy about the fact that this will be my second time getting married then? Yes. I'm sure that this time will be the same as the last. You'll become bored of Adam and leave him just like your last husband to go and find someone new to be your husband, right? After all, you are the type of whore that can never last with a single man and must always go out to find yourself a new one. That wasn't the reason for me having to leave my last husband, though. So how about instead of punching someone first, you listen to what they have to say to you about the person they are? I'm not going to waste my time listening to whatever useless spiel you have saved up to try and fool me. I already learned everything I needed to know about you. And that is that you are a woman loaded with problems that I will not let my son be exposed to. I'm sure you're the one responsible for your husband having to leave you last time, right? Why do you feel as though you already know everything about me already? I am a pro at judging other women and their life stories just by looking at them. And also, when it comes to you, you're not even working a proper job, right? No, I'm working a proper job. I just don't have to leave my house if I don't want to work. You must know that my son is in the middle of finding himself a job, right? Are you working a job right now that'll allow you to take care of him while he's out searching for a new job? As of right now, I'm the one supporting the two of us. I know that. And you're only doing that because my son is putting his best foot forward in finding the perfect job for himself. Do you think that because you're the only one with a job right now that you are better than Adam? No, I don't think that at all about myself. I find it pretty rare that a son's mother would be totally fine with his wife supporting him. Well, we're not going to talk any further about something like that. I'm not actually okay with you supporting him as his wife, and I don't want you married to him at all. I will never let my son be with a woman who's already used up and has nothing left to give. If me punching you has opened your eyes to that fact, then never come around me and my family ever again, you whore! You're not regretting your actions at all, are you? You think I'd regret punching you? I found it quite pleasing hitting a used-up hag like you.
Hey, Liz, can you please stop getting so worked up over what happened? My mom has always been that kind of woman. So, you know...
You're asking me not to be worked up over something as serious as what happened? What the hell do you mean she's just that kind of person, Adam? I was punched by your mom. Are you telling me she acts like that towards all kind of people then? Not just me?
That's not what I meant. No, I get that she hit you. I totally get that it probably hurt a bit. But, well, you wouldn't want to ruin things between us, would you? So please, just forgive her for what she did to you. I'm sure it'll never happen again. And that she'll get used to me being with you very soon.
Why am I supposed to be the one forgiving her for something like that when she's going to do that again at any time? I was the one that got assaulted by that woman. Are you not worried at all about how I feel right now?
What? No. Of course I'm really worried about you, Liz. I'm also sure that you are very shocked by what happened. So I wanted to come and calm you down a little. I'm not asking you to let her get away with something like that, all right?
This isn't even about me being shocked by what she did, though. This is about how she wouldn't even give me a chance by listening to what I had to say and just resorted to violence right off the bat. I feel I might have to tell the police about what happened between her and I.
Why do you think you need to do something as unnecessary as that? Telling the police? I don't think that'll help our situation any. I think you're just taking things a little too far by doing that. You're not actually gonna talk to the police about what my mom did, right?
You think that would be me taking this way too far? What the heck are you even going on about, Adam? I was just punched by your mother when I came into her house with you. And you're going to say that wasn't her taking things way too far? Adam, are you actually on your mom's side in all of this? Because that's really what you're making this look like right now.
I'm not on anyone's side right now, Liz. But
Hold up, you should be on my side right now, Adam. You saw me get punched by your mom for no reason at all. Also, right now, your mom thinks that I'm some kind of used-up whore for some reason. Why did you not step in and try to clear things up with her about that?
what? Well, hold on, Liz. She's not wrong when she says that.
You don't think her calling me a whore is wrong? What the actual frick, Adam?
Well, you have been with another man before me, right? I forgot what the reason was for you and your ex getting a divorce and all, but
Is that right? I am completely shocked right now. What you just said to me, I think I'm going to have to call this marriage thing with you off, Adam. You don't even seem to know a thing about me still, and we've been together for years now.
Huh? What? Call our marriage off? You'd never do that to me, right? Hold your horses now, Liz. Why do you think you have to end things with me right now? I understand that I might not be the best pillar of support for you at times, but even still...
I'm sorry, but this just isn't going to work for me anymore. The way you think of me, it's just not something I'm going to accept from someone who I'd make my husband. I'm going to go talk to the police about what your mom did, and then I'm going to throw away the marriage forms we had filled out.
Why? Why are you going to do that?
I can see that you're only thinking about yourself right now, and I'm not having any of that. I'm sure you don't see things that way, but it's the truth.
But even if we're not going to be engaged to one another anymore, you still love me as your boyfriend, right? You just want to see how things will pan out for a little bit here. And you'll still be my girlfriend, right?
Nope. You and I are breaking up.
Huh? Wait a second, Liz. I'm not gonna allow you to leave me like that. Why do you think you have to break up with me?
Because you are a self-centered loser who doesn't care about how I feel anymore. I'm sure the only reason you still even want to be with me now is because without me, you'd never be able to join my company, right?
No, it's not just that.
I already get it now. I get what you and your mom are about, and I'm not sticking around for it. Goodbye forever now.
Hold on for just a second.
Mara, I'm no longer going to be getting married to Adam now. I just thought it'd be kind of me to let you know that this is the way things have ended up. Great! Hearing from you that you're going to do that makes me very happy. I don't have to worry myself too much anymore thinking about how a whore like you could have been a part of my family. So now, be aware that you are never allowed anywhere near my family ever again. And of course, that also means no more meeting with Adam anymore, all right? All right. Since even you're asking that from me now, then I'm definitely not ever going to go around Adam again. And if you try to get Adam to do anything to me, I'll make you pay for it. He is a kind man, after all, and if he was to side with you after this, I'd have a really hard choice to make. Of course, I'm not going to do anything to get him to go against you. I'm not going to even talk to Adam anymore. I will hold true to my promise that he and I are through, and I will not be talking with any of you anymore. It's great to see that a whore like you at least has somewhat of a head on your shoulders. I'm happy to see that. But Liz, do remember that I really hate women that don't know how to treat their man right. When it comes to me, before my husband passed away, I spent every second of my life devoting myself to him and only him. So seeing someone like you who finds it fun to sleep around with all kinds of men and move from one to another looking for marriage as a totally disgusting thing. Why are you starting to say that I sleep around with other men now as well? You happen to be divorced by your last husband, so I'm aware of what the reason for that was for. He divorced you because you were sleeping with other men, right? And so I'm never going to let my important little man be in the arms of someone as unfaithful as you. You don't have to worry yourself with me anymore. I was never planning on marrying Adam for what little money he has or anything like that anyway. Now just remember, Mara, that after this, even if you try once to sway me back into marrying Adam, it's not happening. And you're not going to regret me not wanting to marry him anymore, right? Why do you think I'd ever regret him not ending up with you? I'm so happy to see you leaving that I might be grinning for days. From here on out, I'm going to help him find a proper woman to be married to. Someone who's never been married before and is willing to give everything for Adam. Is that right? Well then, good luck finding a woman for him like that. Goodbye forever, you disgusting loser.
Mom, this is all your fault, Mom. Why did you end up having to punch Liz like that?
I'm so sorry, Adam. That was a complete shock for all of us. But listen, Adam, I did all that for the sake of protecting you, all right? I know for a fact that there are better women in this world who are a lot better for you.
All you did was cause bigger problems for me. It's all because of you, Mom, that my future is ruined.
Adam? Did you really want to marry her that badly that you blame me for something like that? That whore was not right for you. You are supposed to be married to a much more faithful and gorgeous-looking woman. And before we go looking for a woman like that, we need to get you a job. Let me ask some of my friends for you about jobs in town.
There were plans for me to be hired into the company that Liz owns.
Huh? Liz has her own company?
Yes. Liz is the CEO of her own company. And it's not just any old company, but one that's been on TV plenty of times now because it's so famous. Right now, her company is making huge profits every year, and at the rate it's going, it'll be one of the largest and most well-known companies of all time.
What? That woman? That woman has a company like that?
How hard do you think I've been trying to make things work with her in order to get myself a job within that company? She's a beautiful woman, and has been on tons of magazines and in all kinds of shows on TV. I was finally going to be able to marry a woman like her, and then be hired into that company of hers. Then I would have never had to worry or complain about life again.
I'm sorry, Adam. I didn't know anything about all of that at the time.
And also, Mom, I have a feeling that you're getting pretty close to using all of Dad's money up by now, right? Had I been able to get into that company of Liz's, I would have been able to send you money each month. Well, now you've gone and ruined both our lives.
Had I known about all of this, I would have never yelled at her or hit her. Why did you never tell your mom about the fact that she owns a really outstanding company or that she was going to hire you?
You think I could tell you that she'd be the one getting me a job?
Hey now, I wouldn't have thought anything of that, Adam.
Well, for right now, all of this is your fault, and I don't think it'll ever not be your fault. Liz has also said that she's going to tell the police about what you did to her. She has a lot of lawyers under her already, ready to help her. So I advise you to get ready for that.
Hey, who are you sided with right now, Adam? To me, it seems you care about her more than your own mother.
I'm on nobody's side right now, Mom. I was really trying to help you by telling Liz not to worry so much about you. But what you did last time was taking things too far, and that's why this is all happening to us. Not only has she broken up with me, but she's also having me leave her penthouse now. I don't have a home anymore, Mom, all because you couldn't control your childish behavior.
Well, you can always come back and live here with me. How does that sound to you? You can come back to your mama and we can both live together again, like old times.
Are you freaking joking, Mom? You think me coming back to you is going to change anything? I know that you don't even care about what I want. Because no matter who I get married to, you'll feel lonely because I'll have my own woman and get jealous again.
I don't ever feel lonely and jealous. I really just want for you to be happy, Adam.
You liar! All you've done so far is ruin any chance of happiness I was ever going to have. I don't want to even talk with you anymore. Mom, I'm cutting all ties with you.
You do that to me? Wait a second, Adam.
Don't you ever try calling or texting me again, all right?
Hey, Liz, I really messed up a lot this time. I never even knew that you had yourself your own company, and a very respectable one at that. So I'm asking you, please get married to Adam for me.
Nope, it's not happening.
Why not? I'm trying to apologize to you right now after what happened. You can go ahead and tell the police about everything I did to you, all right? That's totally fine. But I'll only let you do that if you go ahead and marry Adam. Please.
You must have heard all about this from Adam, then. That because of you, we are no longer getting married and he's upset about it?
That boy is a jerk for yelling at me like that. Adam is supposed to be a perfect little man to his mother.
Well, if he's such a perfect little man to his mother, then he should also be able to find another woman to marry him, right? Wouldn't it be just embarrassing for him to have to marry a used-up whore like me when he's so amazing?
I've come to learn that Adam is the only one meant for you, Liz. If he's not able to marry you in the end, then he's really going to go ahead with cutting ties to me. So please, Liz, please just get married to Adam for me like you always wanted.
Just a few hours ago, you had sworn to me something, right? That no matter what happened after we talked, I wouldn't be marrying Adam and you wouldn't regret it, right?
Wait, you can go ahead and forget about all that.
You want to go back on something we swore? Mara, you called me a used-up whore because I ended up getting a divorce from the last man I married. Yet now, after all the crap you'd done and said to me, you want to go back on all you said just to make sure you're not the one coming out on the bottom?
No?
I'm going to follow through with what I swore on. I mean, I'm a good person after all, so I don't mind never having to think about marrying him again. And just as you've been told by Adam, I'm going to tell the police about you hitting me. I believe now is the best time of all times to start looking for a lawyer who can help you reduce the settlement you'll have to pay me.
Why is everything all falling in around me?
Well, the reason for that is simple. You judged my character way too soon before giving me a chance and then punched me for it.
I did not judge you too soon, Liz, and there are plenty of reasons as for why I thought you were a total waste for him. I mean, you were the one that cheated on your last husband, and that's why he divorced you, right? That's a fact. I had every right to not want my son marrying someone who thought it was okay to cheat when they were married.
I have never once in my life cheated on my partner.
Then why did he divorce you? It's always been the woman at fault when there's a divorce at stake.
To tell you the truth, we never even got a divorce the way you might think.
Huh? Then you're telling me that even now you have relations with your ex? You are a whore! No matter how you think of it now, you are the most disgusting woman on this planet. One might even call you a witch for that.
My husband passed away 5 years ago due to unfortunate causes.
Huh?
I never, ever cheated on him, nor did he and I ever get a divorce. We both loved one another to the very end, and I still love him to this day. He was not only my husband either, as he helped me with my company a ton, and I thought of him as one of my best business partners.
Is that so? Well, I never knew about that.
I know that, Mara. And neither did Adam know a thing about that. And that's why the two of you just assumed I had gotten a divorce or something back then. Adam never would listen to the whole story I'd tell him, as he'd always nod off halfway through. And in your case, you never even gave me the chance to tell you.
But listen, Liz, I'm on your side now, right? I myself had my husband pass away a little while ago, so I completely sympathize with how you feel right now. I promise that whatever I had said to you before, I take it back and never speak of it again.
I don't care about that. The fact that you treated me like total crap and even went as far as hitting me over not liking who you thought I was will never go away. I'm going through with what I told both of you, and that's telling the police about you and breaking up with Adam.
Hey now, please! I really did some bad things to you, Liz, but I've learned my lesson now and will never judge you like that again.
And you should be learning your lesson after something like this.
Are you really never going to find a way to forgive me and let this all go?
At this point, it's not about me forgiving you or not forgiving you.
You did something you were not supposed to do, no matter the situation, and I'm afraid you might do it again someday. Well, do you even have evidence of me punching you like you said? Excuse me? I'm asking if you even have any evidence of me hitting you like you keep saying I did. No, wait. Repeat that one more time for me, Mara. You said you're going to tell the police about this, right? But I've never once punched you at any point in my life. Mara, is this your attempt at trying to run away from things then? Well, I guess I can't do anything to stop you. I mean, your son is going to pay for this all just as much as you, but you're still only thinking about yourself in the end? I'm asking you to show me what evidence you have of me ever punching you at any time. You must have something, right? You don't? Well, then perhaps it's time you stopped trying to threaten me with such BS. Dang, you really got me this time, Mara. I'm going to assume you saying you learned your lesson was all just a lie to try and save your own skin? Oh, I have learned my lesson, Liz. I should have listened to you a bit more to learn that your husband is in fact dead and you never cheated on him. But I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry over something I never did to you. Well, Mara, when you have to show up to the courtroom and you still act like a smartass, you'll find that there will be nobody there who is willing to listen to your crap. Is that really what you want to do? You really want to keep acting that way, only increasing the amount of repercussions there will be for yourself? The only problem that's occurring right now is you trying to sue me for something I never did. I want you to send me right now the evidence you have of me punching you. All right then, take a look at this video for me. Wait a second, what is that? You were taking a video of that? Actually, my company specializes in selling security and recording goods used for people that want to avoid being falsely accused of anything in the future, or to help them win court cases. And a lot of the things we make happen to be accessories that have small cameras and microphones in them for instances like these. We also dabble in drive recorders and things like that for cars, but our specialty are things much more personal. What? I have footage of you verbally assaulting me at first, all the way to you physically assaulting me. And I also have the audio from that, so everyone in the courtroom will be able to witness it all unfold. But hold on, you said you never laid a finger on me, right? No, this is all made up. This is all fake. Go ahead and claim that, but just know your last effort to try and get away has failed. Isn't this camera amazing? I'd love for you to buy one yourself and give it a try sometime. What is wrong with you? Well then, Mara, I'll be seeing you in court the next time we speak. And I'm now raising the amount I'll ask for in the settlement after what you just tried pulling there. Why? Why are you doing this? I really hope that after the court case, you learn a valuable lesson. Please and thank you. Well, this was all a bunch of fun, right? You almost had me in the first half there, but that punch and your mama's boy son really sealed the deal in making me hate the both of you. That was a close one. Hey, I really am sorry for what happened. I understand that it's really hard to go through life after losing your loved one like that. That's why I always hate hearing these stories about other people leaving the people they thought they loved because one of them cheated. Why do they get to keep their partners and take them for granted, but not us, right? I almost sort of understand what you mean there, but that's not a good enough reason for calling me such horrible things and then punching me. You know that, right? No matter how much you try and get me to feel bad for you or apologize to me, I'm not going to forgive you. Is there really no way for me to show you that I'm really sorry? I'm asking you to please listen to me. If you let me talk about myself a little more, I'm sure you'll understand how I was feeling then. Stop it with all that sobbing, would you? I don't care to listen to your useless sob story and waste all my time. After that, I went ahead and blocked Mara's number and everything. Adam tried relentlessly to get me to rethink what I was doing, but I cannot trust him anymore as the person he is, and so I totally ignored him. I kicked Adam out of my penthouse, and then I myself moved out of there into a smaller home more fit for a single woman like me. A little while after that, there was a court case against Mara, and like I said to her, it was all an easy win for me. She really tried her hardest to use the fact that her husband had died as a way to make her look as though the stress that caused her to hit me was not her fault, but nobody bought that. And it didn't help that I showed the jury screenshots of what she had said to me about having not even punched me in the first place, which only helped dig her an even deeper hole to end up in. By the time she realized that everyone in the courtroom had heard enough of her sob story and BS, she sat down and all the life in her face just drained away. I was able to get a lot of money from her in the settlement, and will be waiting for that money to come to me. Adam has totally cut ties to his mom now, and whenever she tries to get a hold of him or go out to find him, he never responds to her. There are even rumors going around now that Mara is so lonely not having anyone around her anymore that she'll try stalking Adam to see where he goes next. When it comes to what Adam is doing now, he still was never able to find himself a job, and so he was forced to leave town and start working out in the countryside. With the loss of everyone she thought was close to her, and with most of her husband's money being used up now, I really wonder what Mara's doing with herself now. As for what's happened to myself, I've become a little turned away from the thought of marriage and have now been putting a lot of my time into the work I do within my company. Even now, my company is making bank, and I'm working to only expand the company even more for the sake of ramping up production. And until I find myself another man who I think is actually worthy of my time, I'm going to keep treating my work as though it's my partner. And I'll keep doing this all with the thought of my deceased husband being right beside me.
Hi, Dad. How have you been? I have some amazing news to share with you. I'm getting married!
Oh, wow! That's great! Your mother never mentioned that things were so serious between you and your boyfriend.
Actually, Mom didn't know that I was in a serious relationship either. I only told her yesterday, so she was pretty surprised. I wanted to tell the both of you in person, but it seems that you're really busy, so I texted you guys instead.
You're right. I've been pretty busy lately. But this is important. I can make time for you. When do you want to come over?
That sounds great. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. You'd be surprised to know that you've already met my fiancé.
What do you mean by that?
You'll see when you meet him. I'm so excited.
Okay. What's your fiancé like?
He works at a company that happens to be one of your clients. His name is Nate. Does that ring a bell?
Oh yes, it does. I know Nate. He works in sales, doesn't he? He's really good at his job, too. Well done. You picked a good guy to marry.
Well, it's not like I selected him from a group of men or anything. We just found that we have a lot in common. Anyway, I look forward to introducing you and Mom to Nate.
How about next weekend? Does that work for the two of you?
I think so. I'll write it down on my calendar. See you next week then. I'll make sure that Nate is available too. I'll get back to you when I know for sure, okay? Oh, I heard from Mom that you've been working on the weekends as well. Don't work too hard though. You need to rest too. What are you working on that is keeping you so busy?
I suppose it just means that my position in the company is becoming more senior. Being promoted isn't all fun. It means more responsibility too.
Oh, so that means you got a promotion then? But why did the company lower your salary? It doesn't seem fair.
What are you talking about?
Mom told me that they lowered your salary, but you've been working longer hours with no overtime. I don't think that you should let the company abuse you like this.
They're not abusing me. You don't need to worry about that. I've been assigned some new tasks, and it's taking me some time to get used to them. Your mother shouldn't have said anything to you.
Oh. Alright then. I guess that makes sense because Nate tells me that your company takes great care of its employees. He told me that it didn't make sense that they were making you do more work for less money.
You don't need to be concerned. I can take care of myself. Nate doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't even work for the same company that I do. He'll understand when he's older and more mature. Besides, I'm getting benefits that are only available to people in my position. But because we get these benefits, we're not allowed to charge for overtime. So basically, I get paid an annual salary and no overtime. Do you get how it works now?
Of course I knew that. What I'm trying to tell you is that it doesn't make sense that they lowered your annual salary. If you got a promotion, your salary would stay the same or be raised.
Look, I don't want to talk about this anymore with you. I need to get back to work now. See you next week.
You're still working?
I am. So I really don't have time to be talking to you over chat. I look forward to sitting down with Nate and getting to know him better.
Okay. See you next week then. Good luck with work. A few days later. Mom, don't you think that Dad's been acting strange lately? I feel like he's hiding something from us. I agree. He's not quite himself these days. But hey, you don't need to worry about it. I can handle your father on my own. I told him my wedding date, but Dad didn't seem too interested. It kind of felt like he already had plans on that day. It feels like he's not even excited that I'm getting married. Me getting married is kind of a big deal. I expected him to be more enthusiastic than this. I'm sure that he's thrilled that you're getting married to Nate. He just has a weird way of showing it. Work is keeping him really busy and he hasn't gotten the chance to be happy about your engagement yet. He won't miss your wedding though. He loves you too much. Perhaps we can all sit down and talk about things when the time is right. What do you mean by that? You're making me think that something bad is going to happen to our family. I'm an adult, Mom. You don't need to hide anything from me. I can handle it. I don't want Nate to pick up on the fact that things are awkward in our family right now. You have a point. I was planning on telling you, but I didn't want to ruin your engagement or your wedding. I haven't said anything to your father about this, so will you keep it between us for now? I want to process things before I go and have a talk with your father. What do you need to process? I won't tell Dad, so please, tell me what's going on. It seems that your father is in love with someone else. What? So he's cheating on you then? Yes, but I didn't want to say anything until your wedding was over. I can't believe that Dad would do this to you. It's unforgivable. I'd like to have a word with him about this. And that's exactly what I don't want you to do. Let me talk to him when I'm ready. I'm still sorting things out. I'm also gathering all the evidence that I need. Wow. You're really handling this on your own? I'm proud of you, Mom. If Nate ever cheated on me like this, I'd go crazy. Yeah, it's best not to be cheated on. But if you have been, then the best way to deal with it is through revenge. I'm going to make sure that my plans don't interfere with your wedding, though. If it were just an affair, I might have been able to get past it, but the person he's cheating with is the other problem. What do you mean? The day of the wedding.
I'm in the middle of work right now. I can't pick up the phone right now.
How could you be at work right now? Call me back now! 3 hours later.
I'm still working. I'll get back to you later.
It's Saturday! And do you know what day it is today?
I'm on a business trip. I'm busy. What do you want?
Do you really have to ask? You're unbelievable!
What do you mean by that? I'm working. Show a little respect. Now stop texting me. I've got to go now.
I can't believe that you're the one getting mad about this. Do you understand what you're doing to our family?
What do you mean? I'm working for my family. I really have to go. Stop bothering me.
You're so clueless, it makes me sick. I'm ashamed to have you as my father. I really hate you right now, and you're not the person that I thought you were.
What's with all the name calling? You're the one that's bothering me. Why are you so pissed? Now can you please let me get back to work?
Well, what kind of father forgets about his own daughter's wedding?
What?
I can't believe that you didn't come to my wedding. And I won't ever forgive you for it. So you forgot about my wedding because you were so preoccupied about going on your stupid trip with your young lover? Did I get that right?
Wait, how do you know about the trip?
Can you really call yourself a good father and husband after what you've done? You're dating someone that is close to my age. And you're so obsessed with her that you forgot to come to my wedding. How could you?
Wait, today's your wedding?
Yes, it is. Well, it's too late because you've already ruined everything. The wedding is over. And you didn't walk me down the aisle like you promised you would. I despise you.
It was an honest mistake. I didn't forget out of spite. Miranda, I'm so sorry about this. I'll find a way to make it up to you.
It's too late for your apologies. The damage has already been done.
But
You hurt me and Mom enough by having an affair, but on top of that, you forgot to come to my wedding? How could you?
I'm on a business trip, not a holiday. It's not my fault. And I'm not having an affair. This is all a big misunderstanding.
I see. So you're just going to continue lying to my face then? I spoke with the CEO of your company. He told me that you aren't on a business trip. Does that mean that he's the one that's lying?
You spoke to the CEO?
Well, he was at my wedding, so I thought I'd ask. I thought that it was strange that my father missed my wedding. When do you plan on telling us the truth? You can't run from this.
Why was the CEO at your wedding in the first place? Your wedding's not that important.
I see. So that's how you feel about my wedding then?
That's not what I meant. Your wedding is important to me, but why to our CEO? He doesn't know you personally.
You haven't been listening to anything I told you, huh? My fiance Nate is the son of the CEO of your client's company.
What? So you're marrying the son of a CEO?
Yes. So the CEO of your company attended as a guest of Nate's family. You should have known all this. Most of senior management was at our wedding.
Oh my. This can't be good for me.
No, it's not. And you're the one that caused this to happen. Are you starting to realize the gravity of your actions? Mom and I are in a really awkward position because of you. Well, your punishment is coming your way, so be prepared.
I'm on my way to the wedding venue right now. I'm sure that it's not too late.
I already told you that it's too late. The wedding is finished. So there's no point in you coming here. I'm cutting all ties with you.
Isn't that a little extreme? Give me a chance to make amends. I'm your father. You can't cut me out of your life.
Well, what kind of father forgets about his daughter's wedding to go on a trip with his lover? You're not my father anymore. And Mom feels the same way. She wants nothing to do with you. She's going to divorce you.
Divorce? She hasn't said anything to me about that. How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not having an affair? What can I do to have you believe me?
You're a disgrace. Why don't you stop lying? No one believes anything that you say. And you can't deny it because I already know the truth. Do you know why?
Aren't you just making this all up?
Then how come I know how old your lover is then? Mom hired a private investigator, and she has all the information about your affair. Your lover happens to work at the same company as Nate.
I can't believe that your mother hired a private investigator!
Well, she was smart to do so. I don't consider you to be my father anymore. I don't want you to get in touch with me ever again. Nate already told his parents about your affair.
So Nate's father knows?
Yes, he does. And Mom told the CEO of your company. Practically everyone knows about your affair now.
How can she do this to me?
To you? You did this to us! Why don't you have a talk with your CEO and see what he thinks about your affair? That is, if you even have the courage to ask for a one-on-one meeting with your CEO.
Miranda, I apologize about missing your wedding. That was not my intention. You have to believe me.
It's too late to regret anything. It's already done. Your life as you know it ended the minute you decided to have an affair. You chose a really bad person to have an affair with as well. And it was stupid of you to plan a trip with her on the same day as my wedding.
How many times do I have to apologize about missing your wedding? I'm really sorry and I mean it. I'm going to make it up to you.
And how are you going to do that? Well, you just pay the alimony that you owe Mom and leave us alone. Mom and I are no longer on your side. You're on your own.
Do you have to be so hard on me? People make mistakes. We all do. Let me explain, and I'm sure that you and your mother will find it in your hearts to forgive me.
Well, I don't have the time to listen to your lame excuses. There's never a good reason for cheating on your spouse. I got married today, and I'm happy. I don't need my former father trying to ruin it for me. Please stop texting me.
I've been a good father to you. You can't cut me out because of one mistake.
You may have been a good father to me in the past, but that's in the past now.
What else do you want me to say?
Good luck with your life. It was nice knowing you. Have a happy life with your lover. Afterward, Miranda's father, Sean, showed up at the wedding venue, but it was too late. All the guests had already left. Miranda blocked his number, so he was no longer able to get in touch with her. Sean's wife, Melanie, filed for a divorce and requested that he pay her alimony. Sean ended up borrowing money to pay the alimony to his ex-wife, and he was kicked out of the house. Things became uncomfortable for Sean at the workplace, too, and he ended up leaving. Sean's lover quit her job, too, but things weren't so bad for her because she got married to her young fiancé. Sean was all alone and lost everything that was important to him. If only he hadn't been so stupid to start an affair. We can't help but feel a little sorry for what happened to him in the end.
Hey, you low-life loser. I heard you've gotten married, LOL. I'm so surprised that there's actually someone on this planet that's willing to marry a woman like you, LOL. Don't tell me that this is going to be some kind of fraudulent marriage, right? Eleanor, it's been a long time. What's with you coming out of nowhere to say these things to me? I'm sure you've heard from someone that I've gotten married, but I'm not sure who'd tell you that. Is there really a reason for you to be making fun of me already? I have every right to be making fun of a worthless person like you. Did you forget about the days we spent together back in high school? You were so poor that you couldn't even come with the rest of us on our senior graduation trip, LOL. And it's because of the way you always messed with me and picked on me in high school that I've had to live with such awful memories of those times. But we're both now in our 30s, right? Is there really a need for you to still be picking on me at our age? When I'd heard that you'd gotten married, I thought it'd be a good idea to give you a text. Well, thank you for going out of your way to contact me. Now, I have to get going. Who the hell did you end up marrying? I don't think that has anything to do with you. It doesn't, Jane, but I want to know. Do you mind answering me? If you're choosing not to tell me, then I'll just assume that all this talk about you getting married is fraudulent. I married a fisherman. Huh? The reason I don't want to tell you more is because this is his information to tell, not mine. So I really don't see myself telling you any more than that. A fisherman? What the? LOL. You both really are made for each other, LOL. Neither of you will have any money. Huh? What makes you have that idea of him? Well, I went to a really high-end university, LOL. I have every right to say that marrying a fisherman like him is the most uncool thing imaginable, LOL. Well, I'm sorry about that. I turned out to be the wife of a banker. Well, I'm glad that you were able to find a man with such a job to take care of you. But when you say a banker, what bank is he in charge of? He might own one of the banks that my husband works with. Are you kidding me? LOL. What makes you think a fisherman would ever work with a bank that my husband runs? Well, when we've talked about his work, he says he has accounts with all kinds of banks in the area. I think managing 30 or so. So I'm sure that my husband would know your husband's bank. It's not that big of a city anyways, and so there's a definite chance that he's at least heard of your husband's bank. Your husband's a fisherman, right? I can already tell that you're just full of crap now that you've lost at the game of life, LOL. You married a man that only has $30 in his accounts, LOL. Huh? I never said $30, did I? A banker's wife and a fisherman's wife. Which do you think is better? By now you should realize that you could only speak to me when I ask a question from you. What do you mean better? I don't think you should be thinking of us like that. Well, I've always known that ever since I first met you, you'd be garbage. But it seems as an adult, you've only managed to become a bigger piece of garbage, LOL. All right, say whatever you'd like. But if you plan to keep talking about me like that, can you just stop talking to me? This weekend there's going to be a class reunion. Do you plan on coming? You probably can't come, LOL. You won't be able to pay the entrance fee, will you? LOL. I'm planning on going, though. Really? LOL. Even though you've married a moneyless fisherman, do you really think you'll be able to get in? I think you're better off trying to save any money you can since you don't have much, LOL. You're worrying about me way too much, but thank you anyway. I plan on going to that reunion, but while we're there, you don't have to force yourself to come talk to me. Now, I really have to get going. I don't think I should go to this weekend's reunion.
Huh? Why not?
Well, I just got some really disturbing messages from a really disturbed classmate of mine. And now I don't really want to see her face again.
A disturbing message from a disturbing classmate? You seem to really hate whoever this is.
Well, yeah, I actually do. Ever since high school, I've hated being around her. And since then, I've enjoyed not really having to think about her. And no, she thinks she's some big shot because she's married to a banker. And now she thinks it's okay to look down on me because I have no money and am married to you.
It's rare that I see you talk about someone in this way.
I think so as well. But when it comes to people I hate, I have to say she's the only one that comes to mind. I'm sorry for coming at you about her out of nowhere. You don't have anything to do with any of this, so just forget about what I said.
Well, now that you mention it, one of the bankers that I work with's wife happened to go to the same high school as you, I think.
Really?
Well, a while back we had talked about it, and I'd assumed I'd find out this weekend if his wife really did go to school with you. But now that you brought this up, I think it's true. Back when he and I talked, we didn't go into much detail though.
I see. Do you mind telling me the name of that banker later on? I have some things I'd like to talk with him about. If you can't even pay to get in, you should go home, LOL. Don't think you can just get away with doing something like this. With doing what, LOL? I had to do this to someone as low as you. And when you just waltz into this reunion without a care in the world, I had no choice. Have your eyes been opened after being kicked in the butt? Do you think you can get away with anything because you're a banker's wife? You tried to get everyone to laugh with you and understand you after kicking me in the back and having me fall down those stairs. Do you really think that normal people act like that? You couldn't even pay to be here today, so you should just leave, LOL. This isn't the kind of place where a poor person can just stand around. Everyone started to leave when they saw you come in. No, I don't think I was the reason for everyone starting to walk out. I'm sure they didn't want to stick around any longer with someone that kicks another person down and begins to laugh about it. Can you leave now, you lowlife? You're thinking that I'm some poor woman is going to cause you a lot of regret here soon. Why's that, LOL? Aren't you just going to run home crying to that stinky fisherman? That's right. That's exactly what I plan to do. Look at me. I have a husband who runs a bank, LOL. There's nothing that moneyless husband of yours is going to be able to do to me. Are you still unaware that my husband and I are part of this city's elite? Are you saying that it's okay for this city's elite to kick other people that they don't like down the stairs? Well, that is what I'm saying, LOL. And since you still haven't even paid to be here, I want you gone. It's not like you would even be able to pay for the entrance fee now, right? You're married to a fisherman with only $30 to his name, LOL. Honestly, you don't even have the money to be complaining to me about being kicked, LOL. All that money he has there, he'll have it moved somewhere else. $30? Do whatever you guys would like with that chump change, LOL. And that's what we'll do. I'm going to head home now. And there, I'll talk with my husband about our next steps. I'm just letting you know that all the money we have saved there is going to be pulled out. Go right ahead, LOL. That'll have nothing to do with me, LOL. It's hilarious that you even think that doing something like that would be a threat to me, LOL. Hilarious? I think it'll only end up being hilarious for myself. I'll be laughing all day and night over what'll happen next with your selfish butt. Huh? You guys only have $30 for crying out loud, LOL. When did I ever say that my husband only has $30? He has over $300 million, and a lot of it is in your husband's bank. Huh? My husband is the kind of fisherman that owns a fleet of large fishing ships. What do you mean? I think you have the idea that fishermen are all poor by default, right? Well, I'm sure to someone without a bit of intelligence like you would think so. But in reality, there are fishermen that have very large amounts of money when it comes to their profession. And when it comes to my husband's company, it is very well known by all sorts of other fishing companies as a powerhouse. So that should help you understand him a little better now, right? Huh? So he's really bringing in millions of dollars for you guys? There's just no way. Is there actually a fisherman with that kind of money? I didn't even think that fisherman made enough money to save up. He should be moneyless, right? Well, I'm explaining to you right now that you're wrong. Fishermen can bring in huge amounts of money depending on what they do, and some can make millions if they begin to run their own company. It's strange that you never knew about this considering your husband's bank works with a lot of different fisheries. Don't tell me you never actually knew any of that. Huh? There are that many that have money with him? And my husband happens to be the one putting most of the money into your husband's bank. What? Huh? What do you mean, Jane? When someone ends up having that amount of money sitting in the bank's accounts, it's probably kept a secret, huh? I'm sure you could have never expected something like this, but my husband really is a huge customer of your husband. What? How can that be? I told you that this is a small city. Well, my husband now knows about what's happened here, and he's very much pissed. He's even started to think of having you taken to court over this. Huh? Take me to court? What are you talking about? You do remember kicking me in the butt and having me fall down a flight of stairs, right? But that doesn't mean you can just take me to court. That'll cost a lot of money, so you need to stop saying things like that. Well, I'm sorry, but I have money. You're just upset that you were wrong about me being poor. But in the past, you really were poor. That was the past, and we're not in the past anymore. When my husband has to pull all of that money out of your husband's bank, I'm sure he'd like to know the reason why, and we'll make sure he knows about everything. And when that happens, I wonder what could happen with your husband. he might lose the rights to his bank. Hold on, Jane. What do you mean by that? Are you saying that because of me, my husband is going to lose everything he's worked so hard for? That's exactly what I'm saying. He'll learn that because of his mistake in marrying a disgusting woman, her horrible choices will ruin his career. What the hell? You don't have to do this. If something like that happens to him, we'll be in huge trouble. Can you stop talking about that stuff now? I don't like the way you're threatening me. I'm not threatening you with anything. I'm just telling you what'll happen soon. And it seems that the woman that once made fun of fishermen is going to learn firsthand what they can do. Are you going to be a good girl and take the blame for this? Because you should know dang well by now that your bias against my husband was very wrong. I still can't believe this. I thought that all fishermen were poor. But now I'm hearing that your husband has been a customer of my husband. Can something like that really happen? Well, it's been happening, LOL. I'm sure this is too much for you to handle after all the terrible things you said about my husband and I. But I'm sure you understand the reality of your situation now, right? Goodbye now, you selfish jerk. LOL. I'd like for you to experience some pain now. Please answer your phone. I'm in a serious pinch now. I want you to do something about this. Please help me. Help you? Why would I do something like that? Because it looks like I'm going to have to get a divorce soon. And this was all your fault to begin with. Are you okay with me having to pay for your mistake? What are you going on about, LOL? There's no way any of this is my fault. You have to take responsibility for all you did and understand that getting a divorce is the only option your husband has. You're wrong! Because you told your husband about all of this, my husband ended up finding out as well. He then told me that I've caused some major issues for him at the bank and that he needs to get rid of me. Oh, is that so? Well, this is what you asked for, right? There's no way in hell I asked for this! What did I ever do to deserve this? You looked at me now the same way you looked at me back in high school. And because of that, you went out of your way to kick me down a flight of stairs at the high school reunion. That's all you happened to do, LOL. You can't talk to me like that. I am leagues above you now that I've been married to my husband, and I don't want to lose all of this now because of some loser. But what you ended up doing to me is no small matter, right? I'm pretty shocked that after all of this, you still haven't even given me a simple sorry. Sorry? You want me to say sorry to you? I have no reason to ever do that now. An elite like me saying sorry to a poor loser like you is ridiculous. I see. Then you can go ahead and continue with the path you've chosen for yourself. It's all a delusion of yours anyway, but who am I to care? A delusion? What do you mean? You said that I can't do anything to you because you're married to a banker. But what happens when you're no longer with him? You'd better hurry up and find yourself another banker so that you can stay safe. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Right now, I'm actually crying really hard while trying to text you. So you should be willing to forgive me now, right? Is that what you think's going to happen now? Listen to me, Jane, please. Seems more like you're ordering me to forgive you. I guess even something as serious as what happened yesterday won't change the disgrace of a woman that you really are. Well, luckily, I'm still very much upset with you over what you did to me in high school, so I'm going to enjoy watching what happens to you next. LOL. Huh? What? You picked on me for years, all the way until we graduated from high school, so there's nothing better than watching you get what you deserve. Well, I'm sure things from here on out are going to be pretty rough for you, but do your best. Wait, if this continues, I'm going to lose my husband and all my money. I can't let people think that I'm poor. Then maybe it's time you go somewhere where nobody will ever see you again. Goodbye forever, you moneyless dog. LOL. And during the next class reunion, I don't think you'll be able to pay the entrance fee. So don't bother coming, okay? LOL. After that, Eleanor's husband was no longer happy with what she had done as his wife, and so they got divorced. With the divorce, Jane and Joe were now willing to leave a little money in the bank, but still moved half of it as a lesson to anyone who doubted them. This still led to Eleanor's now ex-husband having lots of troubles within his bank. And so, to compensate for his losses, he took Eleanor to court where she was sued for ruining his bank's image. Not only did she end up losing her husband and the money he had for her, but now she faces losing everything else she has to her ex. Eleanor will most definitely have a rough life ahead of her and might as well give up at this point. But this is what she deserves for treating another person horribly, and she should learn from it as best she can. Our condolences to Eleanor.
Are you planning on attending my wedding by any chance?
Well, yes, that's why you sent me an invitation, right? I'm assuming that you want me there, otherwise you wouldn't have invited me. Why do you have a problem with me attending your wedding?
Actually, I do. I don't want you at my wedding. I only sent you the invitation because Mom wanted me to. And I hope that you don't plan on bringing that husband of yours either.
His name was written on the invitation. He plans on coming with me. Luckily, he doesn't need to work that day.
Well, sorry, but I don't want either of you to come to my wedding.
Why?
First of all, your husband creeps me out.
Why would you say such a thing about him? You're being rude. What has he ever done to you?
Nothing. But it freaks me out that he only has one real arm.
Yes, Ted has an artificial arm. So what? I don't think that's ever affected you in any negative way.
I'm just saying that it's not a pretty sight to see. I don't want someone like Ted at my wedding. What will the other guests think?
Do you realize how discriminatory you're being right now? You shouldn't talk about other people in this way. Ted is my husband. You should know it that it would make me upset for you to say such mean things about him to my face.
Well, I really can't say how I feel to anyone else, can I? It's my wedding and I should be able to choose my guests. I'm sorry, but someone with a prosthetic arm is not welcome.
It's not Ted's fault that he has a prosthetic arm. We're sisters, so I can put up with you saying mean things about me, but not about my husband. I want you to stop. What gives you the right to be so self-righteous? I love Ted, and I won't have anyone saying bad things about him.
How could you love Ted so much? He only has one working arm. Doesn't that turn you off? He's not normal. Why did you go out of your way to marry someone that has a disability? Oh, I guess it's a matter of normal guys not being attracted to you, huh?
Ted is like any other man out there. Why are you discriminating against him because of his arm? Can we change the subject now? I don't want to talk about this with you anymore. You need to grow up for the sake of your fiancé, too. You're 30 years old. You should keep certain feelings to yourself.
I like to be honest and open about the way I feel.
I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree then. If you don't want Ted and I to come to your wedding, we won't. Are you happy now?
Yes, that's what I want. Please don't say anything about this to Mom, though. I don't want her to make a big deal out of this. To be honest, I wouldn't mind if you were at my wedding. I just don't want Ted there.
I don't know why Ted needs to be punished for something that's not his fault. I hate that you're doing this to him.
It's my wedding day and I should be able to choose who gets to be there and who doesn't. I'm so happy that my fiancé has both of his arms, and he's really successful too. He works for a great company and he gets paid really well. He's working on a really big multi-million-dollar project right now. I'm so proud of him.
I'm glad that you found a man that makes you happy. He may be working on a big project right now, but it's not like he's going to get all the money. He's just an employee.
Oh, shut up. You're just jealous that I'm marrying such a great guy. I can see why you'd be jealous, but don't take it out on me.
I don't think that I'm taking it out on you. I'm just sick and tired of listening to your bragging all the time.
Oh, we're going to have the perfect wedding. You just wait and see. We're both stunning and my fiancé is rich. We're a golden couple. We need the guests of our wedding to be as supreme as we are.
A golden couple? You must be joking. You're a temp at your company.
That doesn't matter because I found myself the perfect husband.
Fine, have it your way. I won't say anything anymore.
One thing's for certain. My fiancé is better than Ted in the fact that he has both of his arms.
Why do you have to compare them? They're different. Do you enjoy being mean to Ted?
I think you two make the perfect couple.
Yes, we are, and not in the way that you think. I'm very happy being married to Ted. I don't think that you're better than us in any way.
Well, believe what you want. I know the truth.
I guess our truths are different then. I'll try to make it to your wedding if I can. I'll let you know once I've decided. If you don't want me there, I'm happy to not attend as well.
I already made up my mind. You can come, but not Ted.
Well, if Ted's not invited, then I'm not going either. Have a great wedding, Helen.
Why are you at my wedding? You said you wouldn't come. And you brought Ted with you. How could you do this to me?
It's more like, how could you do that to Ted? I know that you don't like him, but did you really have to pour wine onto his head? What were you thinking? What you did was unforgivable.
Well, it's your fault for ignoring my wishes. I'm the one that should be angry, not you.
What the hell is wrong with you, Helen?
I told you not to bring your disabled husband to my wedding. How many times do I have to tell you that? You told me that you wouldn't come to my wedding if Ted wasn't invited. Why did you change your mind? You did the one thing I asked you not to do. You brought Ted. Did you want to ruin my wedding? Is that what this is all about?
I did not ruin anything. You're the one that made a scene by pouring wine on Ted.
So you're placing the blame on me then?
You're the one that kicked us out of your wedding even though we didn't do anything wrong. You're the one that should feel ashamed about all of this. I told you that I wouldn't be at your wedding, but Ted was invited as one of the groom's guests and I accompanied him as his wife.
You're not making any sense right now. Why would Ted be invited as one of the groom's guests? I'm sure that he just wanted to take part in this wedding, so he must have lied to you about getting an invitation from my fiancé. Who does that? Well, he should have never come. He doesn't belong there.
You're unbelievable, Helen, and so rude. I'm ashamed to be your sister.
I can say the same thing right back at you. Why did you marry Ted in the first place? Doesn't his prosthetic arm creep you out? I don't ever want to see either of you at the wedding reception again.
Are you sure that this is what you want?
Yes, I'm sure. Now please leave.
We're leaving then. I hope you're happy. Let me just say this, though. Ted is a CEO, and he's one of your husband's big clients.
What?
But I guess it doesn't matter to you. Your husband's the one that's going to have to deal with the aftermath. Your only concern is having the perfect wedding. Enjoy the rest of your wedding. We're leaving now. Bye. I'm also cutting all ties with you. Please don't contact me ever again. 30 minutes later.
Where are you now? Are you still close by? I need to speak to you. Will you meet me?
I've left and I'm home now.
How did you get home so fast?
I wanted to get home as soon as possible after you threw wine at Ted. And I asked you not to get in touch with me. I'm not your sister anymore.
I know that you're mad at me, but I still need to talk to you. Were you serious when you said that Ted is one of my husband's clients at work? My husband is freaking out because he says that Ted no longer wants to do business with him. He's worried that the big project is going to be canceled as well.
Well, your husband should be worried. Ted only attended your wedding because your husband invited him, but you came over and poured wine on him. Ted has every reason to be furious. Ted is smart to end business with your husband. We want nothing to do with you after what you did to him.
Do you find this funny? I'm in a lot of trouble here. My husband is flipping out, and I don't know what I can do to calm him down. And he doesn't seem to care about our wedding reception anymore.
I see. That must suck for you.
You're my sister. Shouldn't you be more concerned?
I don't consider us to be sisters anymore after the way you treated Ted. Remember, I cut all ties with you.
That's not the point. I'm in a lot of trouble and I need your help. My husband knows about what happened between Ted and I.
I'm not surprised that he did.
And now the project has been canceled too.
I'm sure that your husband is livid with you.
He is. He tells me that he's going to annul our marriage. And I guess our wedding reception is canceled as well.
Well, you saw this coming. You should have never been so rude to Ted.
Will you please pick up my call?
Why should I? I have nothing to say to you. You're not supposed to be contacting me anymore.
I need your help. Please, fix this. I want to talk to you on the phone.
Well, I don't, and I have no intention of helping you. You need to deal with this on your own. I asked you to stop disrespecting Ted, but you did it anyway. This is all your fault. I hope that you learn a good lesson from this. You need to grow up and take responsibility for your actions.
I never expected Ted to be my husband's client. You could have given me a heads up. All I asked was for Ted not to attend my wedding. I don't think that I did anything wrong.
If you think you haven't done anything wrong, then I'm sure it'll all blow over. But I still can't forgive you for making discriminatory remarks at Ted. You're on your own. I need to go now. Bye.
The wedding's been called off. What am I going to do now? I need you to fix this. It's your fault for not telling me Ted was my husband's super important client.
How can you blame me? You did this all on your own. The fact that you don't see that makes you an idiot.
What did you just call me?
All I did was go to my sister's wedding. I didn't do anything wrong. You're the one that deliberately spilled wine on Ted and kicked us out. You need to deal with the consequences of your actions. You really need to grow up, Helen. I'm sure that you now understand that if you badmouth someone, it's going to bite you in the ass. I hope that from now on, you keep that in mind and stop making such stupid mistakes.
Right now, the most important thing for me is saving my marriage. I quit my job so without my husband, I'll have no place to live. What am I going to do now?
That's not my problem, but I'm sure that neither your husband nor any of the other relatives will take your side.
How can you be so cold to me? Don't you care about my future at all? Please talk to Ted and apologize to him for me. I didn't know that he was one of my husband's clients.
Why in the world would I do that? I'm on Ted's side and he has every right to be angry. What you did is unforgivable.
But you're my sister. We're family. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
I've cut all ties with you, so we're not family. Please don't bother me and Ted anymore. Why don't you talk to Mom and Dad?
So you're just going to abandon me?
I'm not abandoning you. I need to go. Bye.
I quit my job. What am I going to do if my husband leaves me? This isn't my fault. You should have told me about Ted's work. I don't deserve any of this.
Ted has a disability and it's not something that he wants to be reminded of, let alone made fun of by you. But you laughed at him and poured wine on him. Ted doesn't use his disability to get special treatment, and he's worked very hard. Much more than the average person. You should have never disrespected him. What you did was very wrong. And you deserve every bit of punishment coming your way.
I'm sorry about what I said and did to Ted. I realized how wrong I was.
So you're finally apologizing for your actions? That took a while. Do you realize how long it took you to apologize and acknowledge that this is your fault?
Yes, and I'm very sorry. Will you please talk to Ted now?
If you really felt bad about what you've done, you wouldn't be asking me for any favors. Look, the project's canceled and there's nothing you can do about it, so just move on. Instead of worrying about your failed marriage, you should worry about getting a new job.
Why did I bother apologizing if you're not even going to help me out?
You should be apologizing. You did something wrong. I'm seeing your true colors, and it isn't pretty. I don't have any more time to waste on you. Bye. You must be elated that you were able to kick Ted out of your wedding. Afterward, Melanie blocked Helen after that and never spoke to her sister again. Helen's husband left her after he found out about what she had done to Ted. Helen had no choice but to move into a shabby apartment and look for a new job. The guests of Helen's wedding saw how she was talking to Ted, and they recorded everything that she said and did to Ted on that day. The video of her pouring wine on Ted went viral after someone posted it on social media. After that, no one wanted to hire Helen, and she was forced to live a very hard life. Helen should never have made fun of Ted's disability. Had she been more compassionate, none of this would have happened to her. The joke's now on her.
How's your father doing right now?
He and the doctor had another discussion about it. But the doctor reinstated that, well, there isn't much time left for my dad.
In other words, he was only given a little while longer to live? Well, that's great news.
What?
That means we'll be getting more money, right? Isn't that just the best news you've heard all year?
Wait. What the actual heck are you saying right now, Xander?
I just told you. The fact that your father was just told he only has a little bit longer to live means we are that much closer to getting his life insurance. When he passes away, we should get close to $1 million, right? I already went and started work on a new house, so as long as he kicks the can soon, we'll be set. I am oh so looking forward to when that time comes.
Who are you?
What? I'm your husband, Xander. Why are you acting so dumb right now?
I'm just wondering because my husband Xander has never said anything so heartless like that before. You're joking, right? Why would you say something like that?
I have been thinking about all of this for a very long time, but I never wanted to say anything to anyone about the money. However, soon your father's going to be passing away, so I don't have to hold back my true thoughts and desires anymore. And the fact that you never had a mother around when I married you makes all of this so much easier. I'm so glad I was able to hold back my feelings this long.
You're a dick, Xander.
Hey, shut up. It's your fault for never noticing the fact that I was into you more for your father's money than anything else, idiot. Did you really think there was anything else about you that drew me in besides your family's money? When it comes to all women, all you're good for is helping us men move up in the world. And that's why I'm using you as my stepladder.
Is that the way you've thought about me this whole time?
Should I say what I really think? Would you go and spill all of this to your father right after? Well, if you go telling him anything that I've said and will say, the shock will only make what time he has left shorter. Man, the fact that he has to die before he ever even got to see any grandchildren is really so heartbreaking. You've been such a freaking idiot that you never had a chance of realizing my true intentions. Now, for dinner tonight, I'm gonna be having some steak to celebrate.
I'm sorry, Emily, but I can't answer my phone right now. I'm actually getting ready to head out to see Dad at the hospital and be with him for a bit. You should take a day or two off to relax a bit, please.
Sure. Thank you for doing that.
Emily, have you been feeling okay recently? I'm sure the stress of hearing that news from the doctor is really getting to you. But has anything else happened?
It's nothing important to you right now.
Don't lie like that to me. Anything that's important to you is important to me too when it causes you to be upset. Isn't that right?
I suppose so. And considering I'm talking with you, you'll find out what's been going on with me eventually.
Of course I will. I'm your little brother after all. And that's why you should stop hiding what's been going on and tell me now.
Well, here's the thing. When my husband learned about the fact that Dad only has a little while left to live, he started to cheer about it. He told me that once Dad dies, we'll be getting his life insurance money and everything else.
I see. That's pretty messed up of him, to say the least.
Are you not surprised by all of that?
I sure am, but I know that you'd never be lying to me about him. And when it comes to your heart, there's no room in it for forgiving Xander anymore, right?
Yes, well, of course.
Do you want to divorce him?
If I could, I'd love to divorce him and cut him out of my life forever.
Then I'm going to start supporting you through that process to make sure you can get him off your back for good. You were the one that picked me up when I was down on my luck, and I want to repay the favor for that now. I want to show you how thankful I really am for you coming and saving me from that life of being completely on my own. And the fact that someone would be willing to make horrible comments about my dad like that, I will not allow him to walk away with a win.
Thank you so much, Ricky. You're making me feel a lot more confident now.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm your little brother after all, and I want to make sure you're okay.
Hey, Emily! Where are you at right now? You didn't even stay home last night to make me those steaks I asked for. Instead, you ran off to spend the night somewhere else. Huh, were you in shock after finding out about the true me?
I spent the night at my little brother's house last night.
You're far too old now to be spending the night at a college student's place. Honestly, I feel so bad for him having to house you.
I no longer want to be with someone like you, Xander.
What? Honestly, I don't care what you do or when you do it. But just remember that you're carrying my child, and when you give birth to it, you'll have to come back to me. They'll be asking where their father is and things like that.
I'll just tell them that their dad was scum and not worth having a child of their own.
You'll say that about me? Yeah, I'm sure that a woman like you who grew up in a house with no mother would never understand this. But when it comes to children, they're best off having both of their parents around, right? And considering that you are barely making any money as a simple office lady, and that you'll no longer have your father around, your only option is to come back to the breadwinner, me.
I don't actually think I'll have to go back to you.
Stop trying to act all tough now, Emily. When your father kicks the can, his money will all be mine. How about you tell me what allergies he has so that we can get this show on the road?
Shut your damn mouth!
What's got you all riled up?
I'm not sure if all you're saying is because of a misunderstanding on your part, but I never said anything about my dad expecting to totally pass away here soon.
What?
What my dad was told is that the cancer is in his blood now and can cause a lot of problems that will kill him in months if not treated. But last night, the doctor started him on some new therapy that will target his bone marrow and try to kill wherever that cancer is. Of course, there's not 100% this will cure him completely, but it should help him gain a few more years. And as far as I'm aware, my dad's little brother will be donating some of his bone marrow to my dad.
What? In other words?
The doctor thinks that my dad still has a decent chance, and that is why they're putting him through this therapy and treatment plan. Of course, after the cancer's been taken out of his blood, he'll still have to undergo constant monitoring. But at least he'll have plenty of years to stick around with us. In other words, that means you spilled the beans too early.
Huh? What the hell, man? Why didn't you tell me about all of that sooner? I was getting so worked up about what came next. Things are all screwed up now. This is all because of you and your crappy communication skills. As a way of saying sorry for ruining my mood, you're coming back here to make me up some steaks.
Why should I do that? You already know how much I frickin' hate your guts now.
As my wife, what did you just say to me?
What? So that's how you've thought about things this whole time? I was wondering why the only excuse you ever had for not ever doing the chores, cooking your food, or doing the laundry was because I'm your wife. We're getting a divorce now, Xander.
Are you kidding me? Who the hell do you think will allow you to get a divorce from me?
I'll be the one to take care of and raise this kid I'm carrying. I really don't want a monster like you anywhere near my baby once they're born. Also, you were just going on about how my dad's money would all become yours. What did all of that mean? You may be my husband, but you don't have any automatic rights to my family's money.
When the wife gets that money from her father, that money then becomes her husband's. That's why I will let you do anything besides get a divorce.
So you really did only marry me for my family's money. I'm happy to hear about that plan of yours now before it became too late.
Of course money's all I've wanted you for. If it wasn't for your family's money, I would never have married such a plain woman like you. That's why I've made sure I had other women lined up for the moment I got your father's money.
I've already told all of my family about you and your damn intentions. Both my dad and my brother are saying it's totally okay for me to cut ties to you. I'll make sure to take this divorce to court if I have to make sure I get away from you. So you can stop acting like you're my husband still and start acting like a stranger. That new house you got is under your name, right? That means after this divorce, you'll have to figure out what to do with that house all by yourself.
Huh? Who said you could just run your mouth like that around me? Did you really think that I'd just accept everything you just said? Get your ass home! And I mean get your ass home right now! I'm not gonna go easy on you tonight, you back-talking whore! Hey, say something! Emily!
Hello again, Xander. Have you been doing all right over there on your own?
Who's this now? Are you her little brother, Ricky? Tell me where Emily is right now. I want you to tell her to cut all of that childish crap and come back home right now.
Why should she have to come back home to you? She's going to be divorcing you here soon, right?
And whoever said that I was gonna accept a divorce from her? And when it comes to something like that, the first thing we should be doing is meeting face to face to talk about it, right?
No. Someone who starts to celebrate the death of our father? I don't think any one of us coming out to speak to you is gonna get anywhere.
That's just what an immature loser like you thinks. You go and tell that whore to get back home right now. I'm sure she's staying there at your place right now, right?
Huh? I would hate to tell you where she is right now because who knows what a psycho like you would do. So I'm gonna refrain from answering. I would not like to piss her off any. She's a very aggressive person when she gets upset, so I'll do as she's told me and leave this all be. But you've known about how aggressive she can be for a long time now, much like I've known about you.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I happen to really love my older sister. As family, of course. A long time ago, I lost both of my parents in a really bad car accident, and after that I had nobody and had to go into foster care. But my dad had a really close friend who just so happens to be Emily's dad. And when he came to see how I was doing, Emily said she wanted me to become her brother. That's when he said it was a good idea, and the both of them took me into their home. That all happened close to a decade ago now. That was the first time I fell in love with people who weren't my family.
What? What the heck? Then tell me why you were so happy about her and I getting married a while back and weren't all jealous about it.
Well, that's because I said to you I love her like family, like my older sister. Not as some woman that I wanted to get married to or anything. And that's how I want her to stay, is as my older sister. Hence why I was so happy when she wanted to marry you, and you guys did so. Really, I've never loved her as anyone else but my sister. Now, I'd still be happy about that marriage, had you turned out to actually have been a good person.
That's freaking disgusting! I think you have a few things wrong with your head, you freak!
I don't think so, considering who's saying that right now. And unlike you, I happen to know a lot more about you than you think. Do you really know much about me?
What are you getting at here, Ricky?
You happen to work for a very large company as a businessman. You also happen to have to work late every night, which causes you to come home after 7 or so. And during the weekend, you love to go into work to finish up assignments or go on business trips. You happen to be well respected by all of your higher-ups, and all of your coworkers like having you with them. At least that's what you want everyone to know. However, I know the other side to that coin.
Huh?
During the weekends, you don't actually go on business trips or into work. And during the week, you don't have to stay late working overtime. Instead, during all that time, you're going out to play with another woman.
Huh? What makes you think you can say all of that about me with such confidence? I'll have you taken to court for trying to ruin my image.
Are you kidding me? You can't take me to court that easily. And if you did, I'd be in trouble. However, I happen to have all sorts of photos as proof, as well as audio recordings and witness reports, so looks like a woman you recently met through an online dating website has become pregnant. Does that make you a jackass or something like that?
Why do you know about that?
All I had to do was ask around about you. And when I found the woman you've been with behind my sister's back, it all started to really come out. Of course, I didn't threaten her or anything like that to get the answers I needed, so you can relax, please. All I had to do was have a seat with her and chat for a bit. And then, soon, all of the evidence I needed spilled out.
I don't care about her right now. Have you been following me this whole time or something?
What? Are you trying to frame me like I'm some kind of a stalker now? All of this ended up happening by coincidence. Just coincidence. I was actually told about some of this from Emily herself before I started to just casually ask around. She told me about how you have always been coming home late from work and that she was worried you were overworking yourself there. I went out to have a word with you myself to see if you were doing all right. And well, I ended up seeing a few things that I probably shouldn't have, right? Later on, I went and had a word with the woman I saw you with after finding her, and she spilled the beans. That's all, Xander. You think I'm gonna just take that as being coincidental? I have no reason to believe what you've just told me. I'm sure you've been stalking me this whole freaking time. And then you waited for a time like now to come out and screw me over while my wife is trying to divorce me. I know what you've been up to. Huh? Would you be able to prove something like that in court? Because based off the way you said that, all after I brought up some facts, you seem to be cornered. Oh man, I don't have the kind of time to be dealing with all your crap. You're really asking for it. There are some other things besides this, Xander. Huh? The fact that you just keep making crap up about me is gonna get you killed. Xander, did you know that in this state, gambling like you've been doing is illegal? What? I heard that you've always been well respected by your coworkers, but it seems that some of them go out with you during the night and gamble over something rather illegal. I hear that some of you will even gamble $10,000 in one go sometimes, which is pretty dang wild if you ask me. Now you're really trying to make things up about me. No, I'm not, because I have all the evidence right here. What? Did you know that recently I've been interning at your company and have seen you a few times in the office? I'm in another department from you, so of course you'd never really notice me, but I've been well aware of you. I'm sure you're just used to working in such a large company that plenty of people come and go all the time. But when I went out and had a few drinks with some of the employees there, they told me all kinds of very interesting things. Things that would normally embarrass people when saying them, but for some reason all of them acted like they just didn't care that I heard them. And all it took was a small act of kindness to get the rest of the info I wanted to hear out of them. Excuse me? Don't tell me that you bribed them! Are you being serious right now? Of course I never bribed them. I just gave them a couple extra drinks on the house. And that money was money I made interning for the company, so don't think that I'm getting it the same way you do. Actually, a lot of those drinks were expensive, so I had to pull savings from my old job to afford them, but it was worth it in the end. Anywho, now that I have all this damning evidence of you gambling over things like that, I've been thinking of bringing it up with the head of HR. You're joking, right? Not at all, Xander. Isn't this just great? You'll finally have a reason to get out of that lousy department you've always been complaining about. And this will only strengthen my sister so that she can get this divorce and free herself from trash like you once and for all. What the hell? Who the hell are you, Ricky? Why the hell were you able to pull all of that off so easily? What? You don't know why? I happen to really love my sister and will do anything to make sure that she ends up happy. Emily, help me! I don't think I'll be able to handle being on my own anymore.
I'm pretty sure that I've already told you I no longer want anything to do with you. I can't believe you've not only been cheating on me that whole time, but were also gambling over chicken fights.
You already know about that?
Ricky told me everything about what you'd been up to. I guess the place he's been interning at has been the same company you're working for. He told me that the news about you and some of your coworkers is so well known that it wasn't hard to find out about what you'd done.
So that asshole is gonna use everything he found out about me to keep this fight going? Hey, Emily, that dick is just trying to make me look bad.
If he'd never gone and lied to everyone about me, I would still be the well-respected man I've always been in that company. It's because of him that everyone in the company no longer wants me there, and my life is fallen into shambles.
You're blaming Ricky for that? I'm not too sure how he could be the one to blame for that. Well, whoever is to blame, the one thing we can all agree with is that the things he found out about you are true, right? Then that means you're the one at fault.
That's...
I'm embarrassed to have been lied to by such a pathetic man as you. Know that this divorce is never going to go away, and that I will be getting a settlement from you now. By the way, Xander, I hear that you may have borrowed some money from my uncle, and he's asked you to pay it back to him right now.
Huh? Why do I have to?
Why do you have to pay money you borrowed from him back? Because you borrowed it. And that money you borrowed went to gambling on chicken fighting, right? I'm sure you won't be able to pay it all back to him, but just be aware that one of your company's biggest customers happens to be my aunt's company. And she said that as long as your company has an employee like you within it, she will no longer be working with them. Today she'll be contacting the company and telling her things are off, I assume.
What? What? Your aunt's the owner of that company? I never knew anything about that.
I'm sure you would have never noticed, but she's my mom's sister and has a different last name from us. And she's been the one in charge of that very important factory that purchases great deals of whatever your company manufactures. She happens to be very well known within that sort of world, so once you've been forced to leave your current job, good luck finding another in that field.
If she does anything to me, then I'll be screwed. How much more do you all plan on hurting me?
I'm not sure. You went and hid things from me for years while treating me like a jerk, so... Oh, and that doesn't even include all the crap you've put me through while I've been pregnant.
I feel really bad about what you're having to go through right now while carrying our kid. I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm sorry for everything. I've just been so busy with work and became a bit stressed after marrying you, so you could call this marriage-related stress.
That's something that happens before getting married, right?
That's right. I just realized that once you have that baby, I'm going to become a father. And that means you'll have to become a mother to that baby, right? You've already been aware of that this whole time since you've been pregnant. But for men, it's a bit hard to understand that just yet, since we don't have to do anything. You women would never understand this, but men can be very confused when it comes to what to do when their wife is pregnant.
You really think I'm going to agree with such a lame excuse? Are you trying to say that while the wife is pregnant, it's totally okay for the husband to do whatever he wants? You're telling me it's completely okay for them to cheat, for them to commit crimes? You sound like an idiot saying that. If you're really having to go to those lengths to look for an excuse, you're better off rotting in jail. I can't wait for you to lose that job.
What? You don't know if I'm going to be fired yet or not?
Actually, I do. I heard about it from Ricky.
All of this always ties back into that damn Ricky! Ricky said this, Ricky found that. Ricky. Shut the hell up. All of this is because of you. Because of what you've done, I've been left in a terrible position.
So now you're resorting to making this my fault? I have no idea what to say anymore.
If you just told me everything that doctor said about your father, then I would have never misunderstood you. And had you never gone and talked with that little bitch of a brother you have, you would have never had to find out about me cheating on you and my gambling. All of this is happening because of you, Emily. Your little brother is a real freak. He went and stalked me for weeks like a crazy person. That just pisses me the hell off.
Don't you dare talk about my brother like that, you disgusting freaking bastard!
Huh?
Ricky has done nothing but think about me. He is the nicest little brother a sister could ask for. I guess he does have a thing or two that is off about him, but no matter what it is, he just wants to care about his family, and that's something I am proud of. You have no damn right talking about him that way. You're just a frickin' pussy hiding behind that phone. Don't you ever talk to my family, my friends, or I ever again. And when it comes to this kid that I'll be giving birth to soon, you will never get to see them.
No way! Hold up! I've already been disowned by both of my parents and have nowhere to go!
Oh? You told me before that they're out living in the middle of nowhere, and that's why we could never see them. This is the first time I'm ever hearing about how they disowned you.
About that!
Seems all you ever say are lies. I'm glad I finally got to learn the truth before it was too late.
Hold on a second, please! Don't just abandon me like this!
You have no right saying that after all the things you've said about me. I love how childish some adults seem to think they can act.
I'm sorry! I really am sorry! So would you please just forgive me already?
No frickin' thanks. And do you think you could really be forgiven after everything you've done? I get that you're frickin' brain dead, but try using that thing between your legs to put some thought into it. I mean, it's made that choice of having you cheat on me before, right? So go ahead, use it to figure out how much of a bastard you really are. Now I'm out of here.
Emily, I just finished work. How have you been doing recently?
I just had another horrifying conversation with my husband, so I had to go ahead and block him. And right now I'm diving back into all the paperwork since I once again have had my hatred for that man refreshed by him. Like I said, I just had another horrifying conversation with him, so I had to go ahead and block him. I've made up some stew for you on the stove, so hurry home and have some.
Awesome. I freaking love your stew, Emily. I honestly wish I could have you stay in at my place forever.
But someday I'm sure me being here would cause you some trouble. However, don't think that I won't be coming here more often once I'm moved out.
You would never become a problem for me. I love having you here with me, and I always will. The only reason I ended up living on my own in the first place is because when you got married, I moved out to go to school. But to be frank, it's been super lonely for me. So how about, until you've completely settled down, you stay here with me? I get that this place is small, but...
Ricky, seriously, thank you so much. By the way, Ricky, I really didn't know about how you'd been interning at the same company Xander's been working for. I thought you would have told me sooner.
I never realized either until I one day saw him walking around in the break room. It was a total coincidence, and he didn't even recognize me. This whole thing called life is really full of surprises at every corner, isn't it?
The divorce between Xander and I ended up happening not too long after I blocked him. And I was able to get both that settlement from him and child support. He was later fired from the company based on the gambling he'd been doing on chicken fighting, and that soon landed him in jail considering it was against the law. After about a month there, he was able to be released on parole, but now had to face the house he had signed for but could not afford. I'm sure he'll go out and find himself a new job, but that's only if he can find one before he loses his house and has to be kicked out onto the streets. As for myself, things have really calmed down in my life. I've been living with Ricky at his place, but I'm not going to rely on a college student for housing. So I'm in the process of moving out of his place and in with my aunt at her house, where I can then prepare to have my first ever baby. Ricky will be coming over to see me every week and make sure I'm doing okay, and we'll be visiting even more when I have the baby. I'm so happy that my family is willing to keep a good eye on me after all I've been through, and are willing to do all of this to help me. But I really just hope that Ricky doesn't stay attached like this to me forever and goes out to find a woman and a life of his own after college is done. Perhaps he already has a life that I'm not aware of yet besides being around me and will show me when the time is right. He really is the best little brother a sister could ask for. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.